did you want to talk about the NFL coaching? Coaching news.
Well, I guess the first thing I just wanted to say was like, it's kind of funny how, every year we do this where we're talking about all these different coaches and these guys who are like, well, this guy's been an offensive coordinator, this guy's been a defensive coordinator. And let's just be perfectly honest, most of these guys probably suck. They're probably not that great. That's kind of why when Sean Payton says he's retiring / sitting out a year, everybody's like, oh, where's he going to go? Why? Because Sean Payton, like, how many elite coaches do you think there are in the NFL? Let's know, like, really, truly, like, elite, like, you don't have any questions about it.
4 or
5. Andy Reid, Tomlin, Sean Payton, although he's out, I think he'll be back in. Payton. I don't want to say Kyle Shanahan yet. He's just been too inconsistent as the head coach. But I'm trying to think outside of that. Like,
I mean, Shanahan and McVay are both really good. Are they?
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of right on the borderline. But it's like, yeah, there's like 4 or 5 of them who you think, and it's not just when I say good coach. What I mean is they come in and they like change the culture. Like Sean Payton, I mean, he won in New Orleans. People forget this. New Orleans was a joke. Okay, they were a joke for decades. They were terrible. I mean, they make a playoff appearance every now and then, but they didn't do anything. So, like, he came in there and he won a Super Bowl. He made them a contender, like a perennial contender. So he's like the real deal. So all these other coaches, yeah, it's like, oh, are they going to get this guy? Are they going to get this guy? It doesn't fucking matter. Like, unless maybe one of these guys pops, like McVay or like, Shanahan. Like, most of these guys aren't going to amount to crap. They're coordinators. They're trying to be head coaches. It's probably not going to work. So that was one of the main things that I just wanted to point out that I just thought was funny, where it's like the reaction to some of these other coaches, where it's like the football people really know like who the really great ones are. That's why Sean Payton quitting is like, oh, whoa, is he going to go somewhere else? Like, where's he going to go? Because he could change, like if he were to end up going to Dallas, I feel very confident he would get the most out of Dak Prescott. Just because, I mean, he got, Drew Brees came there and Drew Brees was decent, but then Drew Brees went on to have a Hall of Fame career. So to say that Sean Payton wasn't a big part of that would obviously be, obviously he was.
Yeah, and some of it's kind of confusing. It's like we're running through all these hot coordinators. Meanwhile, what is Doug Peterson doing? Nobody's talking about Doug Peterson at all. The guy won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Kid doesn't get an interview? Like, we're going through all these coordinators. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. How can you not? It's very strange to me.
I don't want to go down too far down the Dolphins rabbit hole, but so I guess their top candidate was Brian Daboll, the offensive coordinator for the Bills for the last 4 years, who's, I would say, been a big part of developing Josh Allen into this amazing quarterback. So anyway, he was like the Dolphins' top candidate. He took the Giants' job. And just to give you an idea that a lot of these teams don't know what the hell they're doing, specifically the Dolphins. If Daboll was your top candidate, and especially because Daboll had worked with Tua in college, right? So if Daboll's your top candidate as the Dolphins, okay, you do one interview with him, right? And then you schedule an interview for the next week. Okay, what are you waiting around for? Like, he was kind of a hot candidate because of what he had done with Josh Allen. What are you waiting? Like, I feel like if this was the NBA and this was Pat Riley, if he got his guy there in the building, he's not letting him leave. Like, he's getting him to sign the contract like now. So it's like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you waiting around?
Yeah.
We're going to wait around. We got to interview Mike McDaniel, the offensive coordinator for the 49ers, who doesn't call the plays. And who's the other guy?
Kellen Moore from the Cowboys.
Kellen Moore, yeah, their offense was great in the playoffs, wasn't it?
Well, the thing is with that, I would say that I'm sure it speaks to what coaches think of the Dolphins organization, because
again, I don't want to totally put it all on the Dolphins, because who knows if they had a second interview, if they were offering the job and he would have accepted it anyway, But I just find that that just seems to me like what are you guys doing? Are you guys not trying to, like, you got to go all in to get that guy? So,
Well,
yeah, and I heard some reports that Dayball was concerned about Tua's ceiling in the NFL. Oh, really? No shit.
well, it's the other thing is, so let me get this straight. This guy probably could have had the Dolphins job, and he chose to coach the Giants.
Yeah.
Like, that's scary. Like, you'd rather work for them than the Dolphins. That's wow. And then they have Daniel Jones. I mean, it's not like their situation is any better. And by the way, the Giants are a bad team, and they don't have cap space.
Yeah.
I can't figure that out. At least the Dolphins aren't a good team, but they have cap space at least. Like, and you get to live in Miami. Like, it's, they have some things to offer, and it's like, man, no, I'm going to go coach the Giants. Oh, geez. That's bad news. That's trouble.
Yeah.
So what substitute teacher are the Dolphins going to get, I guess is the question.
So they want, I guess they want to get Mike McDaniel or Kellen Moore, which, okay, I don't see how the hell that's going to work. But I think that they might get one of them. But if they don't, then they're probably going to get like Leslie Frazier or Jim Caldwell or something. Because everyone's clamoring to get those guys. So yeah, I just think, I mean, maybe in the long run this is good because what we need is I heard some other report, and I don't know if this is true or not, that Chris Grier wants to keep all the other defensive coaches in place. So wait a minute. So a new coach is going to come in with the old GM, and oh yeah, you got to work with these defensive coaches. I can't assemble my own staff. Like, who are you hiring? Are you hiring just a yes man? Do you not want me to have a lot of input on what's going on?
They've got PTSD from Brian Flores changing coaches every 10 minutes. They're having a hard time because the guy went through coordinators like toilet paper. It's just, it's more dysfunction. And, as I said before, a year from now, we'll be firing everybody and starting the whole thing over. So it's all kind of.
This is one of those things that I don't know why this happens. This seems to happen in the NFL, but it happens in other stuff too, right? All these Patriots guys who get hired, right? They're like, oh, well, that guy's standing next to Belichick. Yeah, hire him. Yeah, he must know what the hell he's doing. He's standing next to the guy. Right. He's not the guy, but he's the guy behind the guy. It's like,
right.
And most of them have not worked out. So, whatever. In the long run, hopefully this means that whatever coach they bring in, he won't succeed. They'll realize Tua's not good enough. Chris Grier will get fired, and then, maybe they'll start a new regime, and then maybe they'll be bad in the right year and get a high enough draft pick, and there'll be a good quarterback available, and they can get it.
Yep.
Anyway, but yeah, I mean, a lot of these other coaches, I just don't, some of them, it's like, maybe they blow you away in the interview, but it's hard to know, I mean, I guess they say with like McVay that he just kind of blows you away. He walks into a room and he just blows everybody away. And you can see that in press conferences too. Like, he's just so, if these other guys, I guess if they kind of have that, then it's like, all right, maybe they're,
Yeah, listen,
it's tough to know.
There's a reason teams keep hiring coaches because they don't know how to hire coaches. So
yeah,
it's not going to change.